Morning, everybody. Today's guest is the Zao. Now, the Zao's literally been in the game since forever since I can remember. It's the Tier 10 Japanese cruiser. She's a really, really good boat, and something a lot of people wonder about lately since the introduction and the shuffling of all the lines with the heavy cruisers and light cruisers, especially on the Russian line with the Nevsky and Petropavlovsk coming in, is can the Zao still perform? Can you still do good damage? Can you still get top XP in the Zao? And in today's match, I'm going to show you it is still possible. The Zao, she might be the OG, but she's still good. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Take care. Cheers. Now, as we said in the intro, I'm playing the Zao. I'm in a division with my good friend Louise, and he's in his Worcester. We are on the map Northern Lights, and it's a standard domination map. Or domination match. Sorry, not a domination map. Not the Zao. She's got powerful guns. 12 of them, 2 turrets front, 2 turrets rear. In other words, basically AB and XY setup. And we can hear the CV pre-dropping next to me, already scaring me. Now the Zao, like so many other of the Japanese boats, have one big problem. Soft squishy armor, as well as a citadel. Now the citadel, it starts from that little, I jokingly say, the citadel starts from that little antenna there on the bow and extends about a meter behind the wake of the ship. Same problem as the Azuma, same problem as the Yoshino. It's got a monster citadel. Sits quite high in the water. Remember, these boats were designed to operate in the Pacific, where it's not always moonshine and roses. It's not as bad as, for example, the Albemarle and the Goliath, Surrey, etc., which were literally designed to operate up in the North Sea in incredibly heavy seas. That said, and I had a discussion the other day with Viper Velocity in my clan, and we were saying the Japanese in World War II built really aesthetically pleasing boats. You know, they are very, very good looking boats. So I'm saying to Louise, look, I'm not going to go on the outside here. I'm going to stay towards the middle and try and affect the gameplay here. The moment you're on the outside, you start, and a flank falls, you start losing effectiveness. In the middle, I can quickly switch around and start influencing. I get some hits on that Georgia there, but a couple of non-penetrations, unfortunately. And the CV is making friends. You know, with one of the things on the Zao, as I get a fire on that Georgia, can I get shells off to the Hindenburg? One of the things you'll notice is I never really stop moving. The other good trick, and it's one of the things that I will actually do during one of the Strategy Sunday discussions, is actually the art of sort of throttle adjusting, or throttle juking as it's called. 2 fires on the Baltimore. He's obviously going to damage control. It's a cruiser, but should anything hit him after that, his damage control will be on cooldown for about 30 seconds since he's a cruiser. So I'm trying to get my turret swinging, seeing where the next thing is to shoot at. And I see every ship that the enemy has is almost out of range. Now, one of the Zao's really, really nice features is the spotter plane. And it's got Hydra as a utility. And do you know how many times I wished on some other ships, like the Venezia, that I had Hydra as a utility? So as I was speaking in the intro about the Nevsky, there is Alexander Nevsky over there. They are good ships. I just don't play mine very often. I'd rather play something like the Zao than the Nevsky. As you can see also, I've only got 40,800 hit points. Unfortunately, everything is behind this flippin' mountain, and I can't get there. And we see a... Ooh, the Des Moines kills a Kagero. And damn it, we're off to a bad start. And there's a Hipper, and he's got an engine that's disabled, and he must have used his damage control party before. He doesn't have last stand, so he's literally now at the mercy of everybody. Lead him a little bit too much on those shots. I realize, okay, he's actually completely and utterly dead in the water. Now, I made a little mistake here. I should have switched to AP and just shot him with AP. Hipper obviously being only a tier 8. But I managed to completely destroy his torpedo tubes there. And with me and a few other ships shooting at him, I don't think he's going to survive. He does kill our Agir though, which is unfortunate. Man, 1,400. Now he's shooting AP at me. I hit the brakes. He overshoots my bow. And the Amalfi manages to kill the Hipper there. Time to accelerate. These are only HE shells that don't hurt that badly. Now Louise has decided he's going to go over there to D. And he's going to play Wooster things. Basically, sit behind an island, and as you can see in the left-hand side of my screen, there is a ton of HE flowing. Ouch, CV, thanks for that, it's much appreciated. Louise kills himself a Bismarck, and he gets Arsonist already. Battleships, don't go down that 910 line. Just don't. So we're 2 ships down each, and no team has been able to secure any of these center caps. Neither COD has been captured. So this is a Pomeran. So let's throw some HE at the Pomeran, see if I can possibly get a fire on him, see if I can break some stuff. Pomeran, obviously great tier 9 German battleship. I absolutely adore my Pomeran. It is everything that the FDG should have been, but never was. Now the reason for the Pomeran, a lot of people say it's a conspiracy theory. I say that Pomeran was designed purely for the 1 versus 1 sprint. And so that they could sell more of them. Luckily I got mine for coal, so not bad. So I managed to get a fire on that Hindenburg. He's not kiting away. And damage control the fire, but we're up to about 38,000 damage now. And as you can see, I'm never ever standing still. I am literally adjusting my throttle at all times. And the thing is, if you sail in a straight line at full speed all the time, battleships can predict you and obviously citadel you quite easily, and you are fragile. You can see that Pomeran did the same there. He saw where I was going to shoot, hit the brakes, and I overshot. Come on, can I get a fire on him? Ooh, and there's a Kagero that is sneaking up onto our FDR. And it was at this time on Discord that I said to Louise, you do know there's a Kagero back there. Now, unfortunately for the Kagero, he has a Wooster and a FDR with him. So you can hydro for the FDR. And of course he has radar, and of course he has excellent fast firing guns. Managed to get a fire on his Champagne. Friendly Champagne kills the enemy Champagne before my fire could do too much damage. A little upset about that. Only types only 1 Champagne allowed. There's the Nevsky we were speaking about earlier. And as you can see, my standard tactic with the Tsar at the moment. I move inwards, outwards, and I adjust my speed. I accelerate. Now I turn outwards as I see AP shells coming from the Georgia. Georgia AP, bad AP. Georgia AP can hurt. But I paid close attention to what's happening around me. Managed to see them. Managed to turn and avoid them. And now I turn back. There's the Hindenburg again. The Tirpitz manages to take out that Kegaro, protecting our FDR. And that Kegaro is seriously upset. Now, a lot of people hate CVs, and I've featured quite a few CV replays. This week, Wednesday and Friday, I'll have two different CV replays coming up. A Richtofen and a Hakurio from Norg, both Kraken games. CVs are a necessary evil. I do wish that AA did more damage. I'll tell you that much. But I do believe CVs are an integral part of the game. They are a real part of naval warfare for the last century. They shifted the tide in the Pacific. They shifted the tide in many theaters. And therefore it cannot be ignored. What I don't like is just the ineffectiveness of AA. That part. But to swear at people just because they play CVs, that's kind of stupid. You know. So this Kegaro is just absolutely screaming and shouting at everybody and swearing. Why the F hasn't my team capped yet? Blah, blah, blah. No, dude, you tried to sneak around while the Wooster and the Tirpitz were there. And the CV could spot you. What were you thinking? So, the Roosevelt has now moved up to my sort of area of the map. There's myself and a Moskva, and we're slowly working that Georgia down, and I managed to get the kill. Now, interesting that Pomeran had Luchens on him. Luchens is just procced as our Lion and our Georgia goes in for the cap. Managed to get a fire with my one penetration there. He is burning and very toasty. And our Georgia manages to kill him off. So I got my first kill for the match. Only 55,000 damage. Luckily we have managed to turn this game to an extent. We've only lost 2 planes and 2 ships. They've lost half their team. The Midway's planes come over me, but he's more interested in some of the other ships. And he bombs our Georgia. There is the Fletcher. And here's our Georgia now being all salty. If and hell, I hit CVs 50k and what? Dude, CVs are part of it. I've been hit hard, especially since I've been trying to grind up some of my destroyers, and they really are very unpleasant. So these guys are so far out of reach that I throw up my spotter plane, send shells where I think he's going to be, and just hope for the best. And these two are now completely gone salty. Complain about the outcome of the game, etc. People, it's just a game. You do this just for fun. Alright, it's not necessary to get so angry about it. So I'm getting some really good hits on the Buffalo there. He is trying to escape and get away. And again, it's one of the ships I would actually like to rebuy. Unfortunately, at Buffalo knocks out our Tirpitz, buys them a little bit more time, and we are now losing ships. And apparently their Fletcher was AFK as well, or some sort of bot. He was just going in circles. I get double fires on that Buffalo. He damage controls it. And unfortunately I have to turn quite a bit to get all my guns into play. So my rear turrets, the angles are not great. 5 shell hits, but I realize somebody else is going to kill him. I'm not even going to waste my shells on it. Nevsky fires a bunch of AP at me. Amalfi kills his Des Moines that I wanted just around the corner. Now Louise is formed up with me, and we're pushing strongly through this cap here. Hopefully we can cap it. Looks like that Amalfi is unfortunately going to get taken out. And yes, the Buffalo takes out the Amalfi. I managed to set another fire, but the Moskva kills the Buffalo again before it has any effect. So here's the Hindenburg. I pop a bit of a heal. Hindi, really good ship. I'm glad I grounded out. It wasn't easy. The Rune was not an easy ship to play. But he is really being hammered as well.
The ship is on fire.
And I'm having to dodge this champagne. Whoops. And I managed to get the last shot there on the Hindenburg as well. So that's my second kill of the game. So the Nevsky is right at the edge of the map, trying to sail into the next match. Decided he doesn't want any part of this. And to be fair, there's not much he can do. We spot the enemy midway behind an island, and I decide, okay, much better target here to shoot. AA vectored to my left, and there's the midway. Now I was super frustrated here, and I was telling Louise in Discord I wanted to use my torpedoes because the Zao actually has great torpedoes. They're a bit short range for using, but I wanted to launch torpedoes here and just top the midway. Unfortunately, I had the Champagne on my left side, and the Champagne is so bloody fast as Louise gets his Confederate. This bloody Champagne is so fast, he would have sailed straight into the torpedoes, and I probably would have killed him and turned pink. So I decided to switch to AP. The AP is surprisingly effective. And I get my third kill. 6 citadels with AP. We're good to go. Now, if memory serves me right, the Nevsky has 180mm guns. And he was trying to shoot me and not doing a hell of a lot of damage even to my superstructure. My AP is still going ham there. Our Jutland kills off their Fletcher, and it's only this Nevsky that remains. And I managed to kill the Nevsky for the last kill of the match. And we look at the after stats match. 468,000 coins, 10,700 XP, 134,000 in damage, 4 kills, 6 citadels. Let's see. Top of the team with my friend Louise in his Wooster second. And let's throw up Louise's end screen just for fun. And let's see what he did. He did 163,000 damage. He managed to get Confederate and Arsonist. Only 1 kill for him, 10 fires, and a little bit less XP. And that's obviously with the flags and stuff that you run. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this OG replay of the Zao. And have yourselves a fantastic week. And we'll speak soon. Take care. Cheers.